fast and furious. Facing congressional charges, Attorney General Eric Holder made a third trip specifically to Capitol Hill today to answer questions about Operation Fast and Furious. For more now on that hearing, we turn to Fox News correspondent William Lanjaness for the report.
How many more Border Patrol agents would have had to die as a part of Operation Fast and Furious for you to take responsibility?
That kind of question, I think is frankly, and again, respect, I think that's beneath a member of Congress.
Thursday's House Oversight Committee hearing was Attorney General Eric Holder's sixth Hill appearance on the topic of Operation Fast and Furious. When questioned by those who called for his resignation, it got contentious.
Do you believe you're capable of running the top law enforcement agency in this country?
Well, you look at everything that I've done in this department for the past 3 years, and you look at the department in the state that it was in when I got here.
You either lied or you were grossly incompetent.
I don't know how long you've been here, but my hope would be that, you know, we can get beyond that kind of interaction.
Democrats called the Republican potshots irresponsible and unwarranted.
I don't see anything that's been produced here today that should cause you to have to stop serving.
While Republicans didn't present any evidence tying Holder to the operation, they say he's covering up the truth by withholding documents.
Now, there's 93,000 documents, 93,000 documents that you're not giving this committee. And you're saying, well, the separation of powers prohibits you from doing that. That's baloney.
We have provided to this committee material that is relevant and only redacted that which is necessary.
Democrats also took aim at Chairman Darrell Issa for what they call a political witch hunt.
We have seen the majority level wild accusations against the administration with absolutely no basis in fact.
Now, Democrats say continuing this probe is pointless and purely political. Republicans, however, may still consider contempt proceedings, but the answers they want may lie beyond their reach with low-level U.S. attorneys, so-called line attorneys, who are typically shielded from Congress. Lou?
William Lanjaness, thank you. Well, joining us now for more on Fast and Furious, the man who is leading the investigation, who conducted today's hearing, the chairman of the House Oversight and Government Reform Committee, Congressman Darrell Issa. Congressman, let's begin, if I may, with those 93,000 pages of documents, and you're about 6 to 7% of those documents now turned over by the Justice Department to your committee. What are the prospects you'll get the rest from the Justice Department?
Well, we think the prospects are good. The prospects of us getting it without a prolonged process appear to be dim. But the fact is the Inspector General, an employee of Justice, has received those 80,000 documents in her discovery of wrongdoing related to Fast and Furious. The amazing thing is that they think it's okay for their investigator to have it, and yet they're trying to make it as though we shouldn't have it. This is one of the problems, is that when the IG's report comes out, they're going to say, well, now we're done. And we're going to still be saying, unless they cooperate, no, we have a right to independently see this, particularly when you see, just in last Friday's so-called dump, that Lanny Brewer, number 3 at Justice, was lobbying for more gun walking on the very day that we got the now famous or infamous February 4th factually dead wrong statement signed by a deputy assistant who said we never let guns walk. That kind of fact that we've been able to glean by where somebody is still at a high level working at Justice begs the question of when will the Attorney General actually take action against those who have done wrong.
And how many people have been fired in now the more than a year of this investigation of an operation that the Attorney General today himself admitted was stupid and should never be permitted again, and which we know, according to the Attorney General of Mexico, cost at least 200 Mexican citizens their lives and the life of U.S. Border Patrol agent Brian Terry?
Well, Lou, to date, at Justice, the answer is 0. That's one of the challenges is, yes, they threw a U.S. attorney locally in Arizona under the bus to a certain extent, and one person has retired, well, in fact, taking the 5th, but we haven't had any firing, including people who clearly saw these wiretaps, who clearly knew details of it. The Attorney General and I take him at his word, said basically he didn't read any of this stuff, and this is a pattern by the Attorney General. We do believe that perhaps he didn't know about this program. We do also believe that he should have.
And should have, in this case, means that you're accepting the word of a man who obviously was aware of the truth when he told an untruth, if you will. That is Assistant Attorney General Lanny Breuer, the head of the criminal division, and the list goes on. I mean, there are a group of people at the top of justice, lawyers all, who, frankly, even if they were children at the age of 12 and the age of reason, would have known right from wrong and truth from lie.
Well, we believe that Lanny Breuer, and I've said this in open testimony, we believe that Lanny Breuer simply thought if you kept doing this program and tried harder to do it right, it would work. It's one of the, if you will, fatal flaws in this sort of thinking that trying to follow or not trying to follow guns, either way, it's a good idea when the record shows these guns end up loose, they end up in the hands of criminals, and thus we're facilitating exactly what we're trying to prevent.
The prospect, the possibility of a proceedings for a contempt of Congress citation, what will be the determinant factor in your judgment?
Well, Lou, I'm a Christian. I believe in Christ's teaching that, in fact, you don't have to pay to pray. You don't have to pay to go to temple. I also believe in the redemption of souls, and I believe that there's an opportunity that we will get cooperation and I won't have to seek contempt. And so I'm going to hold those hopes, all of those hopes, open for the time being.
All right. Congressman, thanks for being here. Congressman Darrell Issa,
you're most welcome.
The chairman of the House Oversight Committee, a man of obvious strong faith. Good to have you with us.